So AKs traditionally come with this slant brake here, or the sugar spoon, I think I've heard it called. When I bought this one, it did come with this brake on it. And me, with the whole "Nyet rifle is fine" thing, I actually took the muzzle brake off it. So I feel like today is a good chance to test how much the slant brake makes a difference, maybe no brake, and then we'll test it with that muzzle brake and see how much it actually affects the recoil. I've worked a lot with brakes and flash hiders and comps on ARs, but it's time to figure out how well it works on the AK. Feels like an AK. Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. Does the AK need modifications? Nyet. Rifle is fine, right? I've kind of generally thought that myself when it comes to AKs. I really like the aesthetic, the classic look of the classic wood furniture AK. And although I modify most of my other firearms, I've left my AK mostly alone. Now, obviously, I have installed the ALG trigger because I'm a trigger snob. And when I bought it, it came with this Hogue grip. And God, it just feels good. So I've left it. But AK recoil, it's not significant compared to larger calibers. But it is significantly more than like a 5.56 AR. Now, this AK, when I bought it, it actually came with this muzzle brake on it. And the first thing I did was I pulled it off and put the slant brake back on because I wanted that classic AK look. But I felt like it was time to experiment with the brake, see what kind of a difference it made, and see if it's worth having a brake on your AK. So if you're wondering about that, wondering what it does for the recoil impulse, well then this video is for you. Alright, so first clip was with the regular slant brake. This is just going to be bare threads this time. I'm going to see if it makes any difference compared to that slant brake. Pretty similar. So as I've said, AKs, the recoil isn't bad. It's still an intermediate cartridge, 7.62x39, very easy to control. But if you've shot ARs a lot, and then you go to shoot an AK, you will notice that there is significantly more recoil. It is a bigger round, 30 caliber round. And, you know, I've put brakes on some of my ARs to tame the massive recoil of the 5.56. Not really, but it does make them nice and easy to shoot. And you can get faster follow-up shots with that. So I figured, let's do some experimentation with this one. Now, the cool thing about an AK is that changing out the muzzle device is extremely easy. Now remember, it is left-hand threads. And doing this at the range, it actually got very hot very quickly. But so the original slant brake here, that's like kind of the classic AK look. And so that's what I've been running because I like that classic AK look. And you can see why it's called a slant brake. It slants to one side, and that is for right-handed shooters so that it pushes the gases up and to the right, pulling the rifle down and to the left. But it's mainly for shooting full auto. So it's to, you know, keep it down and to the left when you're in sustained full auto fire. Well, most of us with our AKs are not running full auto. We're running semi-auto, but you still do want to be able to have fast, accurate follow-up shots. And as much as I love the classic look, and I do, I really do. And that's why my AK isn't all tacticaled out, and I might build a tactical, you know, modern AK at some point soon. In fact, trying to decide what the next build series is going to be. But this is the classic look. But does it make a difference to put a muzzle brake on? And now here we go with the brake. bare threads didn't feel all that different from the slant brake. So see what the difference this one is. So I ran this rifle today, first with the slant brake that I've always had on it, and it felt like the AK feels. Then I took the slant brake off just to see what it was like with nothing on the end. And honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference. It felt the same as it did with the slant brake to me. And maybe that is something that I would notice more if I was holding down the trigger in full auto and it was, you know, helping keep the rifle level instead of the recoil pushing it up and to the right. But I couldn't tell much of a difference. Then I put this brake on it, and you can see the way that this brake is designed. It does have two large ports, and it's designed like a muzzle brake is designed. It's got that expansion chamber. The gases come out the sides instead of out the front, and that helps to reduce the recoil impulse, and it really does. I actually had food poisoning when I was filming the shooting portion of this video at the range yesterday, and I was really not feeling good, and it felt a lot better to shoot the gun with this brake on it. So now I have a little bit of a conundrum because I like the way it looks better with the slant brake. I just really think that that's how an AK should look, especially with the wood furniture, just the classic looking AK. It's a 1967 Wasser 1063 Romanian. It's just like, you know, it's not pretty and it's not meant to be. But I love the way it looks, I love the way it feels, and I love the way it shoots. But if I'm honest, it is more comfortable to shoot with the brake on it. So, if you're just getting into AKs, if you've just gotten an AK, if you're wondering about the mighty recoil of the 7.62x39, and I'm joking by that, it's a very easily controllable rifle. If you do want to make it easier and softer to shoot, there are a few ways to do that. You can do a K&S adjustable gas piston, which I might experiment with that at some point soon too, because AKs are classically overgassed, and this one definitely is. But that's also part of what makes them so reliable. They will literally chew through any cheap ammo you throw at them, partially because they're overgassed, partially because they're just very simple machines as well. But another very easy way that you can tame some of that recoil is with a brake. Just make sure that you get a 30 caliber brake with the 14x1 left-hand threads. AKs, you know, they're comm block weapons. The threading is backwards compared to, you know, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So just remember that. Get a brake that's made for an AK. Cool thing about them, you do just have this like detent pin here with a spring, and it is very easy to switch out muzzle devices. I do have a 30 caliber suppressor coming from my 300 Blackout here soon. Maybe we'll get an adapter so that we can run the suppressor on this, because I do have some subsonic 7.62x39. I'd love to see how it suppresses. I do know you have to worry about concentricity of threads with your barrel, so we'll see how that goes. Make sure we do it right without getting baffle strikes. But without getting too far into the weeds there, trying to keep my videos shorter these days, make it easier for you guys to consume. So just wanted to bring you a little information about muzzle brakes on a 7.62x39 AK. It really does make a big difference. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what kind of muzzle device you run on your AK. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.